How the Mongols built the largest empire in history. At the start of the 13th century, the Mongols were a scattered group of nomadic tribes, surviving on the harsh steppes of Central Asia. Within just a few decades, they would rise to control the largest contiguous land empire the world has ever seen, stretching from the Pacific Ocean in the east to the heart of Europe in the west. How did a group of tribal herders, with no cities, no written language, and no advanced technology come to dominate the world? This is the incredible story of how the Mongols built the largest empire in history, a tale of ambition, brutality, innovation, and vision that would shape the world for centuries. 1. The rise of Temujin, becoming Genghis Khan. Born around 1162, Temujin came from a humble background. His father, a tribal chieftain, was poisoned by rivals when Temujin was still a child. After his father's death, his family was cast out of their tribe and left to survive in the harsh Mongolian wilderness. This early hardship instilled in Temujin a sense of resilience and a fierce will to survive. He quickly proved himself a skilled horseman and warrior. As he grew older, he began to gather loyal followers through a mix of diplomacy, military skill, and a revolutionary policy, promoting people based on merit rather than noble birth. Temujin began uniting the fragmented Mongol tribes through alliances, marriages, and decisive victories in battle. His charisma and leadership were undeniable. In 1206, at a great assembly known as a Kurultai, he was proclaimed Genghis Khan, universal ruler of the Mongol people. His dream of world conquest had begun. 2. Revolutionary military tactics. Genghis Khan's military reforms transformed the Mongol army into the most effective fighting force of its time. He implemented a decimal system of organization. Soldiers were grouped into units of 10, Arban, 100, Zun, 1,000, Mingan, and 10,000, Tumen. Each unit operated with autonomy, discipline, and loyalty to the Khan. Cavalry was the backbone of the Mongol army. Mongol horsemen were expert archers, able to shoot accurately while galloping at high speed. They employed hit-and-run tactics, ambushes, and false retreats to lure enemies into traps. Their mobility gave them a massive strategic advantage. Perhaps most remarkable was the Mongols' use of intelligence and communication. Scouts and spies were dispatched ahead of campaigns to gather information about terrain, weather, and enemy positions. The YAM system, a vast network of relay stations and mounted couriers, allowed orders and reports to travel rapidly across the empire. The Mongols were also masters of psychological warfare. They spread fear intentionally. Tales of their brutality, such as massacres of entire cities, often caused enemy forces to surrender before a battle even began. 3. Total war, conquest through fear and fire. The Mongol philosophy of warfare was total and uncompromising. Cities that resisted were destroyed completely. Populations were massacred or enslaved. Survivors were often sent ahead to spread terror in the next town. This strategy had a chilling effect. Word of the Mongols' ruthlessness spread across Asia and Europe, leading many cities to surrender without resistance. However, those who submitted to Mongol rule were often treated fairly and incorporated into the empire's system of tribute and governance. Key campaigns included the destruction of the Khwarezmian Empire, present-day Iran and Central Asia, which had insulted Genghis Khan by murdering his trade envoys. In response, the Mongols launched a devastating campaign, leveling entire cities like Samarkand, Bukhara, and Urgench. 4. The Silk Road and trade networks. Once conquest was complete, the Mongols proved themselves capable administrators. Genghis Khan understood that stability and wealth came not only from war, but also from commerce. He established laws to protect merchants and trade routes, particularly the Silk Road, the lifeline connecting east and west. The Pax Mongolica, Mongol peace, allowed traders, missionaries, and travelers to cross the empire in relative safety. Caravanserais and way stations were built along trade routes. Paper money was introduced in some regions, and merchants were given passports that guaranteed protection. This openness led to an unprecedented exchange of goods, technologies, and cultures. Chinese gunpowder, Persian astronomy, Indian numerals, and European textiles flowed across Eurasia, as did ideas, languages, and religions. 5. Cultural tolerance and administration. One of the most surprising aspects of Mongol rule was their policy of religious tolerance. Genghis Khan welcomed Buddhists, Christians, Muslims, Confucians, and even shamanists into his empire. Clergy of all religions were often exempt from taxation, and temples, churches, and mosques were protected. Genghis established a legal code known as the Yasa, which applied to all subjects and ensured a level of order across the diverse empire. He appointed administrators from various ethnic groups, using local knowledge and skills to govern effectively. This blend of centralized authority and decentralized administration allowed the Mongols to rule a vast and culturally diverse empire without constant rebellion. 6. Successors and expansion. Genghis Khan died in 1227 under mysterious circumstances during a campaign against the Western Shah. His empire was divided among his sons and grandsons, but expansion continued at a breakneck pace. Under Ogedei Khan, the Mongols invaded Eastern Europe, defeating the armies of Hungary and Poland. The Golden Horde, led by Batu Khan, established Mongol dominance in Russia. In the Middle East, Hulagu Khan captured Baghdad in 1258, destroying the Abbasid Caliphate. Perhaps the most ambitious successor was Kublai Khan, Genghis's grandson. He completed the conquest of China and founded the Yuan dynasty in 1271.